Hello friends, and welcome back to the JankDiver Gaming YouTube channel. Today we're going to play some Final Fantasy Limited, Retail Limited format, and we're going to see how Best of 3 treats us, because I already got a Best of 1 deck ready and good to go, so can't show you that one, but Best of 3, my preferred way to play Magic, given the choice between Best of 1. I'm not a Best of 1 gamer, but we're going to play some Final Fantasy. Set has been really cool. It's been out for roughly a week and a half to 2 weeks or something like that. Feels like it's very balanced. You can kind of land into whatever your pod tells you to take. I have had a mixed success, a couple of trophies, I think 5 or 6 trophies, but I've also had a couple O3s, which is unusual to get so many O3s early on, and I've had good decks, great decks, and really bad decks, so it really just depends on what the table will let you have. A lot of rares floating around with the bonus sheet and stuff like that, so we'll talk about things as we go through the draft. I do want to remind people before I jump into the draft that JankDiver Gaming is a cube-related community. I do have a plan in the near future to start getting some more cube content on the YouTube channel, but for now, you get what you get. So if you're interested in playing Cube on Arena, you want to come play for free, you want to come give some insight into the JankDiver Gaming cubes, and just hang out with some like-minded people who are talking Final Fantasy and all things Magic, feel free to click the link to our Discord, which is in the description down below. We'd love to see you there, and let us know that you came from this video. But for now, let's go ahead and fire off a Final Fantasy draft. What do I like? What are my favorite things to do? I've kind of liked everything so far. Job select equipment has appealed to me quite a bit. Graveyard synergies have appealed to me quite a bit, though those ones are a little bit more niche. I really like the blue-red spells deck, as I usually do in sets that support it. It's not always open, though. Kind of relies on getting a few payoffs, which are few and far between. The red-black wizards deck is not something that I've had come together in my seat yet, but I've played against a decent number of them. And then I've had success with green, which is weird because green has some kind of like filler dorky commons floating throughout the set, but of my, I think 6 trophies, 5 of them included green, so I guess I'm just really attracted to some of the lower rarity stuff like the Bo3 Rexor, or Fenrir is a card that always catches my eye, so that's kind of where I'm at. Honestly, I'll just draft whatever I feel is open. I feel like everything is fairly viable in this set. If you're wondering, if you're not a listener of the Jank Tank podcast, which you definitely should be, you can find our episodes on the YouTube channel. But if you didn't listen to our Final Fantasy reviews, just so you're aware, I am like a half Final Fantasy fan, half not Final Fantasy fan. I'm like one of the PS2, PS1 era boys who's played like 7 through 12. And then anything I've played after that, I haven't really cared for. 13 and 15 didn't really appeal to me. I haven't played 16 or any of the MMOs. And then anything before 7, I've played a couple of them, but it was such a long time ago that I don't really remember them. So half Final Fantasy, nerd, half complete faker. But we've got a table here. Remember, this is best of 3. And I mean, I've got some interesting cards here. This is actually a pretty strong pack. I have not played with or against Absolute Virtue yet. It's not really what blue-white is about, but you can kind of do these greed piles in this set. You really can get away with some greed stuff if you're willing to take the Fixin' highly. This is the cool card to take, and then you want to be like base green with a lot of ramp options and things like blitz balls and stuff to kind of get there. There's also a much safer card that's also kind of an 8 mana play, but just does something up until your 8 mana, so I could see the pick here also being Bo3 Garden. And then there's Omega, pretty powerful uncommon, T-Rexor, Thunder Magic, Retrieve the Esper as, I think, high tier. Well, these are high tier commons, and then Retrieve, Town Greeter, Fight On, or kind of like second tier commons that I like. I kind of want to take the Absolute Virtue and try to make it work, but I'm going to take Bo3 Garden. This is just so much of a safer pick. It's very similar as like 8 mana, oops, like here's a big thing that wins the game, but like I said, it's not quite as like potent as Absolute Virtue, but it does something up until that point. Following that up, another pack with a lot of really good commons. Realm Sketching, people keep telling me this card's good, and occasionally I see it be good, and for every time I see it good, it's pretty bad. There's also Starting Town, which Is a pain land. It's a multicolor fixer. Does kind of work with Garden as another town that you can put in your deck. Don't typically want pain lands like this, though. There's also White Auracite, Combat Tutorial as really strong commons. Call the Mountain Chocobo, Hectize, Vein Stretchery, all very good as well. Tempted to take the start in town and see if I can, like, kind of turbo town here. There's not a lot of payoffs for it. This is also not a super powerful card. I acknowledge that this card is not as strong as basically this lineup of 5 commons here. But I am interested to see where it takes us. Now we've got another pretty strong one. We've got Summon Anima, FF10 for you there. Pretty powerful top end card for a black grindy deck. We've got Lightning Bolt, Thrum of the Vestige, if you will. That's a bonus sheet card, which, by the way, these show up in 1 out of every 3 play boosters. So not every pack, but you will see them. Guess that's pretty safe to take a Lightning Bolt 3rd pick, right? Other stuff. Most of the other uncommons are very contextual. Giat, the Rizzler here. Not going to be a pull into red-white. I do really like Magic Tech Infantry, but it's not really going with what we first picked here. So I'll take the Lightning Bolt. Kind of hard to go wrong. Now there's an Omega. That's a pretty good payoff for trying to do town stuff. It's also just kind of a good card. You do need a couple non-basics, though. So this can also kind of recoup some of the loss from starting town. So I'm going to take Omega here. Passing up on a green-black town, which I would really like. And I thought this was a town greeter. It's actually a Prishes? I don't know. Wanderings. Fine card. Don't really want to play it, but if you're in some sort of multicolor pile, you'll do it. Judge, Magister Gabronth. Really powerful card for a color pair that I think underperforms. But happy to take Omega here. Ooh, Vanille. Very happy with Vanille as well. Just 4 mana Gravedigger. 4 mana 3/2 Gravedigger even gives you some mill action as well. Passing up on blue-red town, which would work in the context of what we've taken so far. Stuck in Summoner's Sanctum. This is a pretty good removal spell. It just kind of gets the job done. It can be exploited by sacrifice and a couple blink spells, enchantment removal, stuff like that. But for the most part, it does kill things. I'm going to take Vanilla, though. Poo-poo! Poopy. Another one where if this was Town Greeter, I would snap it off here. I don't actually like poo-poo here. I'm not a big poo-poo fan, but if I'm going to do something town-related, maybe that actually is the pick here, because the rest of the pack is really dinky. Get one of these kind of for free. I would assume, like, pick 5, pick 6. I might even get one of these on the wheel, so I guess I'll take poo-poo. And maybe it actually does something in a town-related deck. Here, I'm looking at Anima, I think. There's a Marlboro, which think is just worse than Anima. The Cyclone cards have played fine. Most of them, not all of them. There's not going to be a deck that wants Blitzball Shot. I don't even know why this card is in the set. This is like the card you're hoping to never put in your deck ever, I think. Monk's Fist is fine in some decks, but not for us. Yeah, I'll take Anima here. Do have 4 colors of cards across 4 cards, so I do like Scorpion Sentinel quite a bit. Didn't come in very hot on it, but it is a good blocker against some of the aggressive decks. This format does feature really aggressive decks and really controlling decks, and it's not irrelevant as the game goes on either. Namatsu Trader is fixing I would begrudgingly play, but really hope not to. And then Bomb's bad. Magic Pot's like actually just stone cold unplayable, but Scorpion Sentinel kind of fits here. Blue-White Town versus Retrieve the Esper. This is back to our opening pack. Also a world map. Prefer not to play world map if I can avoid it. Blue-White Town is awkward though. White is the one color I haven't touched yet, but I think I still just take the town here. Black-White, same reason. I could take Blitzball here though. we've got play Blitzball, Blitzball Shot, and Blitzball. Where are all the Blitzball people? where are all the Blitzball people in this crowd? Not here, I guess. A bunch of crap. Warrior Sword is occasionally good. I can't see it being an important card here, so I'm gonna take. I guess I'll take the thing that returns permanence and probably not play it. So coming out of that pack, got some decent fixin' between Blitzball, Blam Garden, Starting Town. Got a couple strong cards. Vanille is pretty good. Omega is pretty good. Anima on double black is questionable whether that's going to make the cut. We did get a premium removal spell, so I'm not going to play an Adventures in my town deck. Maybe Sorcerer's Scheme, I doubt it. The Plane Cycle are one of the ones I really just hope not to play. Rydia's Return. Also not a very powerful card. Not a lot of, like, go wide stuff. I'm going to take a Marlboro here over a Magic Damper. And basic. Alright, pack 2. Ooh, Dion. Alright, well, I guess we can add white to the deck, too. Dion's insane. I think this is just a very unfair card. It kind of upsets me how stupid it is. It is double white to flip it, for what it's worth. But I did pick up that Charlayan. So I do have a little bit of extra white fix in there as well. And the card's just insane. The card is just basically 4 mana for 5/5 flying worth of stats, right? If you have any other knights, it jumps those in the air too, which doesn't really come up that often, but I have seen it come up. Like, this thing's a knight, this thing's a knight. There's also Ignis, actually, now that I'm looking at it, but I'm going to just greed pile this here. This is not one we have to take. Ishgard the Holy See. Not one of the better towns. Passable, can do some stuff, but not one of the good ones. Looking at Captain Lannery Storm here. Shantoto feels off for what we're doing, and then green-white land / town is relevant. The Relentless ATM here, there are some decks where if I just need a top-end card, I would play this as well, but I'm doing fine on top-end, I think. Omega and Anima are okay. Tempted to just take the green-white land here. Lannery Storm is a very awkward card. Can do some powerful stuff, but I've never been impressed by it. It's been in a couple other formats. Here's a town I do like. I think this is one of the better ones. Doesn't really fit the context of our deck once again. It's kind of like a black-white, green-black-ish card, but it is easy to sneak into a 2-color mana base. I'm going to take Fenrir here, passing on Gungaga, Suplex, and maybe like Ice Flan. I love Fenrir, though. Helps with the fix-in situation. Just a pretty powerful card in general. Happy to take that there. I don't know where the rest of the world is at on this card, but whether it's powerful or not, like, I've had success with it, and I'm just attracted to this card. Like, I see it, and I'm like, yeah, I want to play that card. Interesting here. There's a second Omega. Don't necessarily feel like I need the second Omega. There's also just Sleep Magic. Sleep Magic, a lot like the Stuck in Summoner Sanctum, does a pretty good job of killing creatures in this format. And it costs 1 mana instead of 3. Fire Crystal, not for us. The crystals are all, I think, across the board slightly better than I gave them credit for. Except maybe the blue one. Just because the speed of the format's a little bit slower. This one also not very good. This one just mills half your opponent's library, which in some formats would be really interesting, but in this format there's no other mill cards, so it doesn't really matter. Do have some choices here, though. Travel the Overworld is a very nice one if we're going to go really deep on towns. I have 4 so far. I would like to pick up more. There's also Finn the Fangbearer as a good blocker. There's Vane's Treachery as a good removal spell. Gungaga, Chocobo Kick. Right now my only removal, I guess I have 2 1-mana removal spells. I'm actually going to take Traverse the Overworld here. This is one of the payoffs for being in the town deck, and there aren't that many to start with. This is Strixhaven Stadium, pretty much unplayable. Now I'm looking at Stuck in Summoner Sanctum, Blue-Black Land, or even Side Quest. This one's interesting because it makes treasure tokens. Kills a creature, makes a treasure token. It's a very good card. The more colors I'm playing, the less excited I am about it. Think I'm going to take a town. My mana fixin's not, like, insane right now. Syncopate here. Another person one. Again, I keep seeing this, and, like, at a glance, I'm like, ooh, my town greeters, but it's not what it is. I'm going to take Summoner Sanctum here. Just a little bit more interaction. Now we're looking at Gaius Van Balsack here. Retrieve the Esper. Fire Magic can be very powerful. Fire Magic can be very, very powerful. This is not really a deck that wants the side quest. Retrieve the Esper. I prefer to have some of the cards that care about casting 4-mana spells. I'm going to take Fire Magic here. Ooh, Ignis Wield. That's unexpected. Ignis, fantastic. So, coming out of pack 9, or I'm sorry, pack 2 with 5 towns. Some decent cheap removal. Do I want Shantoto? This isn't really a Shantoto deck. I have nothing that triggers it. I guess I'll take Syncopate then. Could also take the ATM as a finisher. Syncopate's fine, early interaction. Gungaga wield, that's nice. Okay. Good old-fashioned blue-black, red-green mana base. Final Days, I think Final Days is actually pretty good. I'm going to take Ice Flan here, and maybe play it. Oh, Chocobo Kick as well? I don't have a lot of early game creatures to make that matter. It's better, I think, than... get out of here, get out of here. Alright, pack 3. We're looking at Furion, very cool card, but, you know, you want equipment. For us, it's just a vanilla 3/3. There's an actual Town Greeter. There's Ultima, which, cute. Not really what I'm looking for here. And then a lineup of 3 really strong cards. I think I'm going to take Gladiolus. Swallowed by Leviathan is just an amazing counterspell. Colosseum Behemoth's a fine top-end card, but I think Gladiolus is even better than that. Yeah, let's just take Gladiolus here. Follow that up with lots of really good stuff. Not a lot that actually fits for us. There's Sir Conrad. It is a knight. It's also double black. Barrett doesn't really fit our deck. Barrett is basically just a slightly better Gigantode. The Emperor of Palamecia doesn't really look like what we're supposed to be doing either. Blue-white land again. White Orosite just a little bit too much. I think I'm going to take Conrad. There's a good chance we're not playing all these cards. Another Balam Garden. That's interesting. There's also Town Greeters. Town Greeters are very good for us. 6, 20 cards. Town Greeter is an excellent pickup. The back half of this card is legendary. The front half is not. It's also a Samurai's Katana. I want this Town Greeter. I want both of these. I'm going to take the 2-drop creature over the second Balam Garden. Cactois? Ooh, Thunder Magic's nice. Just get that cheap removal. I like Garland, but I'm not going to have black early. Blue-green land would be nice, but let's just, again, cheap interaction, cheap interaction. I'm not actually, like, in love with this card, but I guess it fills out the curve fine. There's also Realm Sketching again. You know, if my opponent plays something good, maybe I can copy it. It's best of 3, too, so you don't know. I think I'm going to start on Kyrian Merchant, though. Could even take Airship Crash for the board. It's a pretty good sideboard card. It's totally main deckable, too. Genji Glove. Interesting. Ooh, T-Rexor. I love that. This is also somehow light up the stage. I could complain about this bonus sheet all day long, but I just don't get how this is light up the stage. Genji Glove's a really cute card, but not really for what we're doing. I'm going to take this Balam T-Rexor. Swallowed by Leviathan. Oh, this is 7-pick. This isn't the wheel. Kane's a really interesting card, but I think you need, like, sacrifice synergies, right? Otherwise, you're just giving your opponent a 2/4. You're getting, like, a pretty substantial advantage, but then they're going to hit you with this card. And you're just going to be like, oh, they did to me what I did to them. Brainstorm? Don't need instant ramen. This, I don't want a colorless town. Double black. Pretty bad. Ultros ain't doing it for us here. Yeah, I guess, I mean, Brainstorm doesn't hurt most of the time. Oh, do I want Ice Magic over the second Swallowed by Leviathan? Just to get another cheap interaction piece in here? I'm never passing Swallowed by Leviathan. Palamecia wield, so did Stuck in Summoner's Sanctum. Did this get better at all? I don't think we're ever flipping it, but it does give me mana for spells. It really only lets me cast cheap spells cheaperly. I think I'm going to take it, though. Like, being able to double spell, it's not that bad. How did I ended up with, like, a whole teamer pile here at the end. Maybe I'm cutting, like, black here. Okay, Cactuar just doesn't do anything in this format. Ochu, I really hope not to play Ochu. Adventurers Town, and last pick. We get, last pick is, and for our last pick, I get any other knights? I have 1 knight in my deck. Alright, so Dion's not jumping anything else. Okay, laughing mad. So, how did our deck turn out? I mean, I greed piled a little bit. We are basically just straight up team or splashing one white card, and I've got a lot of fixin'. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 towns is what we came out to. Gonna assume this costs like 5 or 6 mana most of the time. Gladiolus, T-Rex, or Ice Flan. And then, yeah, I think the thing that's gonna hold this together is just the amount of cheap interaction. So I really just don't want to play Ochu. Double Syncopate's a little questionable. Chocobo Kick also strong card, but I don't have a lot of creatures to put in early on, so Chocobo Kick's only working for me if I already have my best creatures in play. And if I'm able to get to the point where I'm just dropping all this stuff on the top end, then I think I'm fine. So I'm going to cut Chocobo. Grand Pulse might come back in here. Brainstorm. I guess Brainstorm with some Cyclers. Brainstorm's not bad with Vanille, Ignis, Summon, Swallowed by Vine. Brainstorm does just enough. I'm not going to cut Brainstorm here. What is the last cut, though? Could see it being like Ice Flan. Emperor is a little bit off, but also not that bad. It's really not that bad. Blitzball, do I need that? I don't have a lot of ways to actually get through with legendary creatures. I don't think that's happening very much. It does ramp, though, obviously. It's not bad with some of my 1-mana spells. I think maybe I cut like a Syncopate. Bring it back in when I'm on the play. I prefer to have Syncopate on the play. Keep Blitzball in and run something like this. Do need to play the 1 planes because of the Fenrir. And then that gives us 2, 3, 4 white sources. Not bad. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blue, 9 blue. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 green. It's a little rough. +1 on green and blue for the land cycler, so that helps a little bit. Okay. Alright, we can make do with this. We can make this happen. I forgot I had Fire Magic too. That could actually come in handy. There are some decks where this card's horrendous, but I think I'm going to lean on the side of play it. Take it out when it's bad. Alright. Well, we got a Towns deck. Didn't see, would have loved to get past like Wandering Minstrel or something like that. That's usually the card that like really pulls towns together. But Traverse the Overworld is a good enough reason, I think. Also could have taken that Absolute Virtue, pack 1, pick 1, and who knows where we would have gone from there. So this can come in untapped on the first 3 turns of the game. It is going to be a little bit painful, but it can give me access to this stuff if I need it, or blue mana for this stuff. So I think this hand, despite having a green-white land and all blue-red cards, might actually work out. Really held together by just having 1 mana interactive spells on the draw here as well helps. We're against Narksu. Hello, Narksu. Good luck, have fun. First, second, or third. So I do need to play it by turn 3 for it to be untapped. We can do that. Didn't take a lot of damage off of it, though. Black, green. Okay. I want to get this Scorpion into play, so I do need to play that and start working on my own life total. Opponent getting priority all of a sudden. Usually means Vane's Treachery, but could very easily be like Blitzball Shot, or whatever it's called. So just something to watch out for. Adventurers in, huh? Grand Pulse Ochu, a card I do not care about. I'm definitely going to put them on a Van's Treachery here. I like Mountain. Hold up Swallowed by Leviathan. Just take the 1. Don't care about this Ochu at all. And this becomes a 4/4 at some point in this game. Could also trade off and Vanille it back to my hand, but I prefer to get a slightly stronger card with Vanille. They do not attack me, so in that case... So if I go for Thunder Magic here, they Vane's Treachery in response. They hit that. I don't like that very much, so I'll just untap. Continue to hit land drops. And again, I don't really see the need to rush anything. I could just fire off Vanille, but seems unnecessary, so I'll just play a tap land and pass it back. Holding up my counter spell. is a very powerful card. I have messed it up a couple times where I just like shortcut it in my head as like, oh, cancel with upside, and then I don't bin the cards I need to actually counter my opponent's spell. We've got an attacker. Okay. I will untap. Okay, as long as I'm still hitting lands, I don't mind. I could just fire off Vanille at this point, though. Get them to use that Vane's Treachery in their hand. Probably shouldn't do nothing here. What's the worst thing they could resolve on 4? Could be something I could take care of, right? Let's let's fire off Vanille. So 4 mana, 3/2, mill 2 cards, and then get a permanent back. I'm assuming this hits a permanent. There's a chance it doesn't, but any permanent really, I'm fine with. An opponent can Vane's Treachery that. All right, get a island back to hand and pass the turn. Brainstorm would not have been a particularly good draw. I guess Brainstorm plus Swallowed by Leviathan is fine. You put the 2 cards you don't care about on top, you surveil them away. Okay, opponent hit land number 4. They did not want to use that Vane's Treachery on Vanille. Unless it's something else, I mean... I'm gonna assume it's not, but... Should probably start getting working on their life total, right? Just don't see how the cards in play matter that much. Well, that's something. That's something that deals damage. So tap that down. Vane's Treachery, kill Ice Flan. That all seems fine. Shields down for Swallowed by Leviathan. Okay, let's make them do something here. And we know they're on all spells, right? Because they missed a land drop at one point. Tap down your Ochu. Your Goron Pulse Ochu. And I'll attack you for 4. Your prerogative if you want to blow removal here or not. Be very confused if they didn't use a removal spell in some capacity here. Okay. Vane's Treachery without sacking a creature on my 1/4. Ultima. Okay. So when this attacks, doesn't matter, we're just gonna kill it. So Thunder Magic that one, because this goes to face, hit you for 1,000,000. This goes up to 4, 9, 10, 11, 12, just dead in 2 turns. Okay. Yeah. Let's make sure. Play Plains, Thunder Magic, ooh. Hold up, Island. Boom. And attack for ability. With counterspell back up. And this is basically a hard counter at this point. So I can make it 4 mana, right? I don't understand the Vane's Treachery on the 1/4 there. Doesn't make any sense to me. Let's untap first. Fire Magic for 1. Don't really want to show him Fire Magic if I can avoid it. So I'll just stuck in Summoner Sanctum here. They need to deal with 2 creatures as it is. I guess a Sephiroth's Intervention would gain them some life, right? We just bolt them. Do you have 2 pieces of interaction? Okay. So we saw 3 cards from our opponent. It doesn't really give us any indication of doing anything. We do have an airship crash. I mean, this does kill Ultima at the very least. Is there anything I just don't want on the draw, I guess? Fire Magic? I mean, we saw nothing. Fire Magic kills the 1 creature we saw. Does not kill Ultima. Could take out Syncopate on the draw. I think I like airship crash out, or fire magic out, airship crash in, until I see like a little bit more about what their deck is doing. I don't think keeping fire magic in for Ochu matters that much, because I just don't think that Ochu really matters in most games. You can usually just ignore it. The activated ability comes up so infrequently. Blue, white, poo-poo. Blue, white, ice flame to get another island. This is not an ideal hand, having none of my mana fixin', but it can actually play a decent number of cards. And poo-poo blocks early, so I'll keep it, and we need to draw a little bit extra. That gives me black. Black is not one of the more important colors. Demon Wall. Okay, that card doesn't matter until it matters. And then it matters a lot. So 3/3 defender, you can pay 6 mana to get it to go, get it to start attacking. Though if you can get a +1 counter on it through other means, like a Persia's Wandering or something like that, you can actually start going off. Okay, the mountain is pretty huge there. Can't cast Fenrir. It's unfortunate. It's gonna be a Persia's Wandering? No. Undercity Diorat, do not care about that at all. So we gotta do the Veins Treachery check here again, right? So if I go Lightning Bolt this, they Treachery in response. I Swallowed by Leviathan the Treachery. I mean, I don't love that, but I don't want to get to the point where I can't bolt that. So I will say sure. And if I have to use this to try and find my forest, I think that's fine as well. Yeah, so here comes Treachery. Sack that. Target poo-poo. Could even just let that happen. I'm not sure poo-poo matters that much. But I kind of want the Surveil here. Let's pop shots. Sure. I'll counter it. I want my Surveil. I want to find green mana. Or more mana in general. Because green gets us to land number 6. Do I bin both of these? I need to hit lands. Did have to put at least one of those in the graveyard. Okay, we did not hit land. I guess I can island cycle, just get us closer to stuff. Again, I don't want to do that, but this is 3 mana. Guys, T-Rex were instead. I could hit you for 1, or I could block 2. I guess I'll just block 2. June. Oh, there we go. So I can fire off travel. I can fire off travel here. And then Poo-Poo can put another land into play on their end step. Okay. A town there was good, especially a green one. I'm fine with the attack here. Nothing to play from opponent either. Ooh, swallowed by Leviathan. Oh, Fenrir can make Emperor come in with an extra +1 counter. That's kind of sweet. Poo-Poo Beatdown coming here soon too. So I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna play Fenrir. That's gonna go get what, just another forest. Doesn't seem like it matters that much. Kind of want to wait on this for next turn, just to get the counter off Fenrir. 1, 2, 3. I'll just pass. Play it slow. Play it real slow. Ultima's here. I'll airship crash that. Ouch. Alright, so Fenrir will put a +1 counter on the next creature I cast this turn, which will be this one. Still playing lands here. I have a Brainstorm. Maybe that's a reason to stop playing lands. 1, 2, 3. Poo-Poo beats. swallowed by Leviathan. No, Xenos, does that even matter? I lose Fenrir, but it kills both their creatures? Kind of want the card draw with my Fenrir, but I could totally let that go and just save Swallowed by Leviathan for something else. Guess I'll look for action. I'll look for action here. That's action. I would love to actually draw both of these if possible. I'll keep it. Then Neil can get back Ice Flan if nothing else. Maybe I'm supposed to like let that happen. Oh yeah, I get to draw both. I'm so smart. So smart. It's not that, I mean, I could get Fenrir back again. Here, let's do this first because it might hit another town for poo-poo. Sure. And then Vanille. 1, 2, 3, 4. I want to just get the Sentinel. No, I'll get Ice Fly in here. And then play land. Attack for 4 in the air. Can only activate this once per turn. That's what I was checking. Because it sets the base power. It doesn't get +X or anything like that. The Gigantoad's fine. Becomes a 6/6 if you can get your 7th land drop. Dion! I forgot I had that in my deck. Do I have any knights? No, right. I only have 1 knight in my deck. Alright, let's just pump, play Dion Pass. They're getting priority. They could have another Vane's Treachery here. My boy Dion. I also have double white for what it's worth. So I mean, if they don't kill this, I'll just jump all my creatures, give them +1/+1 counters. Game's over. Gigantoad's fine. Gigantoad, I guess. Really? Tifa's Limit Break comes to mind here. I think I'm content to just block here. I don't really need to. 4, 5, 6, 7. Tifa's Limit Break. I'll block. I guess that gives them a Shredder token. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Okay, big hit. Got your treasure token. Use this to eat a creature. Yeah, I don't mind eating humans. Little cap. I was gonna say capitalism. I meant cannibalism. The other word. Alright, well, yeah, fair enough. I mean, my opponent made it easy. They didn't play anything super crazy. Xenos is pretty good. That said, I don't think I would have gone for this, because if they had Vane's Treachery and they had, you know, the savviness to use it, they'd blow me out, make me waste my turn. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I even can just, like, recast Ice Flame. So maybe I do go for that. I don't know. But opponent's deck didn't really have any synergy going on there. So they got ousted there. It does make it look like I'm going to have a harder time against aggro decks. Like a succinct aggro deck or a deck with a lot of card advantage. But they basically just played a bunch of vanilla creatures. Grand Pulse Ochu. Again, I don't respect that card in this format. It has like this really expensive activated ability that makes you think that it's more than just like Sedge Scorpion, and then so many games can just ignore the 1/1 on the ground, or it even gets got by some sort of like fire magic type effect or something like that. So now that I've said that, I'll die to 1 in this next match. But Rain Arena, love the Cactuar, love it. We are on the draw. We have Brainstorm, and then we Brainstorm and Lock. Brainstorm does dig, and I do have some other stuff to do. All right, Brainstorm Lock, let's go. Island, not what we want to see in a 5-color deck. Forest does help. Just 1 less color I have to dig towards. See what they play here. Okay, Dwarf Castle Guard, not the strongest thing they could have played. Blam Garden, but I do want to get Syncopate mana in here. Hopefully counter a good 3 would be nice. It is a decent 3. Alright, let's start getting hit for 2. Sleep Magic, not bad. I am still gonna lead on Island here to hold up the Swallow. I suppose I should. Again, just digging towards mana. This is white mana. I mean, I definitely like the mountain. Ditch that, and then if I draw Dion, I'll be sad, but so be it. Take one. Mountain here, I kind of want to brainstorm. Kind of want to also get my tap lands into play. I don't feel super compelled to have to kill something, but we don't actually know yet. Yeah, just brainstorm now. Blitzball's not bad. Oh, okay, so we could Town Greeter away anything we don't want. Don't love the idea of the Blitzball here. Though Blitzball's not actually even a bad play here. Okay, so maybe I go here, play Blitzball this turn, draw the town next turn. And then mill over the mountain. Oh, I need it. That's not how this works. Alright. Alright. That's not how this works at all. What are you guys talking about? You guys are crazy. 4 lands off the top. Alright, I'll take the town here. And... yeah. I think I take the ball. Maybe I don't take this block. Quirl. It's annoying. Yeah, sure, I'll downgrade it. Ooh, T-Rex. Can play that next turn. So I think I'm gonna just fire this off here, because I don't have to tap this T-Rex. Don't need to sleep magic anything. This costs 7, -1 for each other. 6 plus. Ooh, that's even better. And on 5 mana. I mean, this just gives me more mana. And it's any land. So we'll go get a red X. Red-green starting town. The one appeal. I guess I have Blitzball in play. Let's just get red-green line here. Miss out on a sweet landfall trigger, but that's okay. What do we got, opponent? What are we doing? Ooh, Fate of the Centrist. They must have had that in there. That must have been their draw, right? Because they could have done that on their instant. 1, 2, 3, 4. This costs... yeah, maybe I just go Blam Garden here. It's instant speed too, I believe. Get the card draw engine going. Ouch. Past turn, that's interesting. Definitely holding up something. There's nice. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Alright, well I'm gonna go T-Rex, Crew, Blam Garden. They got removal, they got removal. Alright, and if they answer that, they still got to deal with the T-Rex, so... Feels like they've got, something. Could be a bolt, what is it? Judgment bolt. Oh, they let me attack. Okay, they just don't have anything then. Alright, that's gonna be a problem for you. So, Blam Garden Airborne, which notably becomes a legendary creature, so Blitzball can be sacrificed. Okay, Prompto into 2/2 haste if you cast a 4+ mana spell. Suplex my thing. Suplex my air garden. Love it. Alright. I'm just don't even feel like I need to bolt this thing. Still got plenty of action in my hand. Yep. I'll take the damage. The thing about not bolting here is I have him on just a 2-turn clock. If this hits twice, bolt kills him, so just no real reason to blow the bolt on a creature that's not pressuring my life total that much. I don't really care about their treasure creation. They're getting priority though. They're thinking about something here. Is there a 2-mana spell that kills a 6/6 in red-white? So I think the Sis costs 3, right? Yeah. Alright, let's go Fenrir. Into Palomisia. And Lord Master of Hell. Another white, another red, another green. Doesn't matter too much. I guess let's get another white, because it can flip Dion. And I might sack my Blitzball anyway. I'm going to play this. It's a little cute to wait and try to get the counter for Fenrir, but ultimately that part doesn't matter. This card not optimized in this deck, but if you're in straight blue-red, like straight up blue-red, boy, is this card just amazing. Yellow Cats. 0 artifacts in play. Uh-huh. Uh-huh, uh-huh. One thing to note here, because it is really important in best of 3, is the competition's a lot lower, it seems, this set than it usually is. And best of 3 is always like a little bit lower than best of 1 once you hit like platinum, diamond, mythic, stuff like that. But I assume there's a lot of people who like aren't really Magic players who yeah, I'm fine with whatever happens to this. There are a lot of people who aren't Magic players who are like giving it a go or just learning and stuff like that, and they're gravitating towards best of 3, whereas you don't play against those people in best of 1. Slash of Light. So seeing a lot of like newish people or people doing fairly amateur stuff, and that's fine. People have to learn. Okay, and I don't really need to show them Lightning Bolt here. If anything goes super wrong, we'll just Lightning Bolt him. Good Chroma's Chroma's Will Me. It's like the most ridiculous card to have in a limited format, but it is here. And there's also the 7-mana spell that puts a bunch of 1/1s on board, but I will just thrum in response if that gets cast. So opponent doesn't necessarily know they're dead, but I do know they're dead. They've got the land, the Holy Sea or whatever. Is that what's going on here? I'm basically trying to find out more about their deck. I don't really care too much about what's in my deck or them seeing what's in my deck. I care about what's in their deck. All right, so I mean, red white very low to the ground. This is a spot where the Ochu actually starts to look decent, because if I can just trade it for a 2/2 or a 3/3, happy enough. Airship Crash kills Chocomog, kills Gale Cats. Chocobo Kick even probably kills most of their stuff, so there's options here. Not you though, never you. Syncopate, like I said, can always come out here. Emperor Palomisia. Yeah, one of those things where I consider all my options and then just don't bring anything in. Kind of like the airship crash, though. Don't know if I like it more than anything else that's going on here. Alright, get out of here. Just run it back. Just run it back. Draw some early interaction. I'll feel fine about this matchup. Opponent didn't play any super bombs, but red-white does have some pretty strong cards. Joshua, Dion, things like that at non-mythic. We got Teamer mana and a Fenrir on 3. Okay. As long as they don't come out the gate swinging, I feel pretty good about this. Ooh, fire magic. Should be good against them. Not if they don't play creatures, though. My Cycle and Flan? I don't think so. No, definitely not. Definitely not. Ooh, Lightning. Okay. Lightning's an insane card. You can pause and read that because I'm about to kill it. Starting Town? Yeah, that'll come in tapped after. We'll deal 2 damage to each creature because it's insane. Basically, it hits you first, and then everything else up until their next turn just deals double damage to you, including their other creatures. Yeah, I would have liked to pick off a few more things with that fire magic, but this is kill immediately. I didn't even know it had lifelink. Jeez, what a card. Looks like Fenrir to me here over Palamecia. This can go get the white source, I suppose. Just in case. I guess I have Starting Town. Maybe I should have gotten another blue, but I have blue in my hand. Did not do anything there. Notably, Quirrell cannot tap my summon. I think the reason they did that is they didn't want people to feel punished for playing their summons because there's a random tapper, because the summons kill themselves after a couple turns, right? So that'd be especially brutal. This could just tap down your opponent's creature that's going to die in a turn anyway. Just never get an attack off of it. They play a Dwarven Castle Guard here. Good old Final Fantasy 4 for you there. Fenrir. I guess I'd just play an Ice Flame, put another counter on that. Could also just block, given the option. Maybe I could have taken a hit off Lightning to try and get more out of my fire magic. If we run it back for game 3 and that same scenario comes up, I'd probably hold. Quirrell attacks. No, I think I'm okay to take 2. Ooh, T-Rex. I think I'm just going to play T-Rex now. The longer I can hold off on casting this, the better, because it will be cheaper at some point. Obviously can't cast Omega. This is not the optimal play, so it's really T-Rex versus Flan, and I think 7/7 Trampler is going to be better than a 6/5. Granted, Quirrell does type it down, but they don't have quite enough mana, and we will hold Fenrir in play. Even if they kill T-Rex, Fenrir is still highest power creature. Would like to draw that card, and it does see itself on the last ability. So it'll resolve its effect. If it is the highest power or tied for highest power, it will draw a card, and then once that's resolved, the last thing that happens is you sack the Saga. Attacking, I do not feel compelled to block. I just don't feel like I have to block any of this. What even could they have, though? A Light of Judgment, and they were hoping to deal 6 to this. Okay. I don't want to go this plus Sleep Magic. I guess I can just Omega, though. Just get another big, ridiculous creature into play. They could get me with the Cyst here. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and tap down your 2/2. Or keep it tapped down, rather, for 2 turns, 3 turns. 2 stun counters. For each opponent, yeah. This has, I guess, some applications in Commander where it can target other people's creatures as well. Go ahead, opponent. Omega is an artifact. It does die to Suplex, notably. Suplex being a sorcery, but still can be suplexed. Hey, look at that. Just pick that bad boy up, drop it on the ground. Got an answer for my T-Rex too. No, whatever it is. Oh, that's a nice draw. So play that, make this cheaper. 4. Don't have any. Oh. Might want to cast a blue spell. Can't cast Dion anyway, so why don't we do it this way and keep ourselves a blue mana up. So we draw this Leviathan. We'll just hold that. Leviathan, but you know, can't complain. T-Rex, get in there. Block. Interesting. What is happening here? +2/+2. Oh, and then they're gonna like bolt or something? Oh, and it's magic? Sure. They cannot play that card. It has to be until the end of your turn. So yeah, I mean, I'll take the 3 for 1. I get the opponent doing that, but it's a Venus coming down here. Get green and white land into play. And Vanille, which I can go Vanille into Regisaur again, or T-Rexor. Ooh, the Relentless ATM is out. I'll block your 1/1. Oops, question mark. Actually makes more sense to just do this. Yeah, let's just do this. Vanille, get back T-Rex. Turn. We got a sleep magic to get something out of the way. I guess they have the Quarrel. They have the Quarrel, so they're not just like super dead right now, but pretty close to it. It's a tough way to go about things. 3 for 1 yourself to get a 7/7 off the board, especially if you don't get the card off the haste magic. Ooh, Gladiolus. Okay, so. Yeah, Gladiolus, so they're going to tap this down 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if they don't have anything in hand, they're gone. And then play a land from my hand. Okay, Slash of Light, that just happens, that's fine. Meal. Pump you. Go ahead and go to combat, and then sleep magic the ATM after combat. They didn't tap. They didn't tap. Opponent, you're supposed to tap. I have to chump this 5/4. No, not the trampler. Not the creature with trample. Alright. Opponents are giving me some freebies here, it seems. I guess, I mean, we're doing town stuff. We're doing town stuff. Got a lightning, though. Alright, let's see if we can get the 3-0 here. Managing to dodge any super bomby decks. Paper B? We're against Paper B? Or maybe it's Paperb. That's a lot of land. If Fire Magic is good, this is a good hand. If Fire Magic's not good, this is a bad hand. But I'm going to keep, because it has all of the colors. Opponent taking a mulligan. Yuna. I just replayed Final Fantasy X about a month ago. For the first time in years. Is red? Yeah, red's more important. Okay, red, white. Blue, black land. Just get all the colors in play here. Obviously, I would like to draw some things that aren't lands. Summon Brynhilder. See what that hits. They hit a land. So I'm probably supposed to just Fire Magic that away, take away their 2 for 1 potential, and make sure I don't get hasted up. Bolt's fine. Get this one into play because it comes in tapped. Brynhilder is a decent card. If I let it live, they just basically draw a card, and I might be taking some real damage off the haste threats. It does kill itself after a couple turns. Huh. Do I bolt that? At some point it becomes a liability. Gotta be right to just bolt it though. They played 2 red rares so far. Ooh, poo-poo? We're pooping, y'all. That's a 4/4 poo-poo right there. Love to hit. Ooh, traverse. Paladin Arms is fine. Gladiolus. Let's put into play until end of turn. This creature's big. Yeah, I can play Gladiolus here. I miss out on the attack, but this can go get some other tap land, put it into play. Oh, the garden! The garden, boys! The garden costs 4 less to activate. So it's 3 tap? So 4 mana plus after more. Yellow cat, sure. Prompto. Okay, not much going on here. This isn't the same opponent, is it? Okay, so this costs 1 less for each other town. I have 4 towns. It costs 3 mana, so plus itself, that's 4. And then I still have enough to poo-poo? Yeah. It keeps the +2/+2. So this is hitting for what, 7? That's a 7/6 poo-poo right there. If I attack with Gladiolus, yeah, I don't want to do that. Should have made sure I kept up blue-green, but I did incidentally. Alright, go ahead. Just not going to sleep magic anything here either. Land drop from opponent into Gilgamesh. Alright, Gilgamesh is a card that could kill us. Let's see if they, oh no, this is tapped, right? Yeah, so Gilgamesh into Coral Sword. They can attach that to a samurai. Sure. Okay, that wasn't as threatening as it could have been. A lot of red rares though. Zell, Brynhilder, Gilgamesh is really strong if you hit a whatchamacallit. You know whatchamacallit. Oh, Galecat can attack. Nice. It does kind of mess things up a little bit, doesn't it? But the land drop makes it not matter. So are they dead? Crew this, it's 5. 6, 7 with Gladiolus. Plus 4 with Poo-Poo. The Gilgamesh is dangerous to leave there. So I think what I'm going to do here is use Poo-Poo to crew this. Yeah, we're going to give it +2/+2 and trample here. Could also force this trade, right? I just don't want Gilgamesh to like steal this game from me here. It's probably fine to force the trade on Poo-Poo. This thing does not have first strike right now. Okay. So pretty much have to block Poo-Poo, right? Saying Poo-Poo a lot. Oh, they're just gonna take it? What the heck? Sleep. And I mean, I can counter for up to 4, so I'm not sure what I'm dying to. Galecat can attack. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ouch. Okay. So, what did we learn? Poo-poo broken? There's a couple things worth bringing in the airship crash for. Paladin arms, coral sword, Brynhilder dies to it. Ochu, again, looking like it could be fine here. But again, am I gonna cut anything to play these cards? I know the counter spells are worse, but I think I do a good enough job of defending myself early on that they're fine. I think I don't mind Airship Crash for Syncope on the draw. Could also cut like Emperor of Palmesia for Ochu, but... or Blitzball even. I hate this Ochu, but I don't want to die to red-white beat, so let's just get a couple more cheap interactive things in the deck. Could even bring in Chocobo Kick. Gilgamesh is something to watch out for. So, got green, red, and white mana. That seems good enough. We don't have blue, but Town Greeter in hand helps a lot. Going on Freya. Freya's a messed up card if you get things going with it. Just basically land War Elves if you're doing, like, if they play Paladin arms here, it's just like, oof. Samurai Sword. Yeah, that's an excellent start. That is a start I do not want to see. Almost makes me want to play the stupid Ochu this turn just to ward off an attack. Don't be so need to play Town Greeters. It's more mana efficient to play the Town Greeters. Also gives me a better chance of having blue next turn, but we'll see. If they play like Warriors, if they just curve out with Freya on the play here into a lot of equipment, I'm going to be in trouble. The thing about Freya is like it curves out all your equipment, you trade off with those things, and then Freya is actually just a flying body you can smack those things onto, so it plays out really powerfully in specifically red, white, and basically nowhere else. Someone's got decisions to make, I suppose. Okay, Thunder versus my Ochu. Debating between that and like a 4-drop maybe? Otherwise I'm not sure why the wait. Alright, this hopefully hits a blue land. A blue town would be nice here. Just a blue town. Oh, basically. Yikes. Well, now I got no plays for the next 3 turns lined up, so I can't imagine I'm winning here. I'm taking 4 at a time. The opponent also really thinking about something. The 5-color deck strikes again. Yep, will not block here. Warriors are so they were debating between playing that and Sentinels next turn. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Especially if they go for an equip somewhere. I think I'm going to be too late though. If I draw exactly Island next turn, there's a chance. Good block first. Just going to kill the biggest thing. Or target the biggest thing. Take 4. Yeah, basic island next turn is the name of the game, so I can do something. So, okay. Oh, I also don't even have my 6th land, so this has gone about as poorly as it can. Okay, that's gonna go on Freya now. Yep. I can't cycle the Leviathan or the T-Rex because the Gladiolus doesn't matter. Sure, you got me. Alright. Well, not having a blue there absolutely destroyed me. I think I do want the Chocobo Kick, actually. Do I want to bring the Blitzball back in? Needed it that game for sure. The Syncopates start to look a little better. Don't think I want to actually change that much. The Ochu... Bo3's like really just not good is the problem. Alright, we'll bring that Syncopate back in. Run it like this. Do gotta hit my colors. Do gotta hit my colors to have a chance against red-white. But, I mean, we went through almost half our deck there without seeing a blue. I know we only have like 8 blue sources or something like that, but just unfortunate. Green, red. I mean, we have everything but black here. We've got a Town Greeter, a Sentinel for defense. Okay, I like this a little bit more. What's the sequencing here? Green, white into blue land. Opponent on a mole. None of the cheap removal spells, though. Yeah, let's get the green in play. And then we can go Island Sentinel. Don't necessarily have to play Town Greeter as early as possible. Town Greeter into Vanille is actually pretty decent too. Okay, they have Thunder Magic. Or they could have Coral Sword, actually. Coral Sword is a red stop here. Good to know. Brynhilder. Brynhilder hits Zidane. Okay, they're not going to be able to get to that amount of mana. Okay, I can play Palamecia here. Should get the thing on board. No, I can play Town Greeter and a tap land. Seems more important. Lets me Vanille next turn if something big goes to the graveyard. Oh, those are big things that went to the graveyard. If they attack with Brynhilder and they want to blow the Thunder Magic on Sentinel, that's fine. Remember that the creature they cast this turn has haste next turn as well. Item shop here, sure. Give me a hasty item shop here, fine with that. They don't have a third land though? Okay, it's going to let us get pretty far ahead here. Attack would not make sense. So Vanille for Gladiolus probably? Or Omega. They're both really strong. Or something else maybe. Ignis? No. Gladiolus or Omega? That's a question. Probably just Gladiolus. The card I can cast for cheaper. Also skips ahead on the Sentinel. Alright, another hasty threat, but that thing's gone. Zidane stays in exile forever and ever and ever. Okay, free it with haste. Free it with haste. Nothing else to do with it. Okay. Alright, not an ideal turn for us, but... Do I attack them and just get their stupid shopkeep off the board? Yeah, I think the less creatures they have, the better. And if they don't block, cool. Ouch. Trade. Play blue-black land. Play Emperor. And then next turn, Gladiolus. Pump this. I hit him for what, 8 next turn? No, 6. Still got to remember they got a red stop here for something. Coral Sword or Warrior Sword's fine. Okay, so let's just play Gladiolus here. Lamb Garden, yep. I could pump the Town Greeter and just attack with both of those, but I'm content to just hit for 6. While they're on the backswing, I've got a T-Rex coming down to gain some life. This thing, I have another town in my hand, so that's -4. It's again 3 plus itself. Yellcat's fine. Feels like we are very quickly just dominating this game. Almost want to just get the airship flipped this turn instead of playing the T-Rex. This is going to go on... kind of want to put it on the Emperor is the thing. So we just bash. I mean, they're already having trouble getting through the 6s, right? Just bash. Pass turn. Flip airship. Ooh, okay, we got land number 4. Try to get this over with before something like Gilgamesh hits the battlefield. Another artifact does pump up Gale Cat. I've seen 11 of our lands. I would like to not see any more of our lands if possible. Yeah, that should attack, right? For sure. Oh, just thinking about the Coral Sword, right? There it was. Reach is in the way. Still do this. Oh, okay, that's insane. So, walk down this. It's not enough. I can use this actually. Green. Walk down Barret. Play Dino. Use Dino to crew. Put the Dino in the airship. Oh, the Blam Dinosaur in the Blam airship. Attack like this. Maybe I'm supposed to attack with that 1/1 as well. I'm not sure. Brainstorm. And then force some blocks. Maybe just take it. Alright. Pretty decisive. Opponent did take a game off me there and then got a little bit mana screwed there. Nice little red-white deck though, with a Gilgamesh at the top, Zell, Brynhilder. Not bad. Freya, pull it all together. So I'll take my little 3-0 here. I don't know how well deserved it was. My opponents didn't like play anything super tight or crazy, but like I said, I mean, good late game, enough early game interaction. Poo actually like holding it down. Remember to eat your fiber because Poo-Poo's really pulling it through here. Yeah, I mean, I don't know that I have a lot of notes here. Would I change anything? I didn't draw Dion like at all when it mattered. I did get mana screwed a couple times, so you know, 5 colors come at a cost. But Blam Garden pulled its weight, made it kind of worth first picking over the Absolute Virtue or whatever it's called, and everything else kind of came together. I think we played pretty much every card in the deck minus the best card in the deck, so that's how it works out. This is not indicative of a normal Final Fantasy draft though. Like, really don't want like Emperor of Palamecia in this deck. Everything else kind of good though. Everything else kind of good. What, you know, if I had to pick, if I had to be like, okay, I really want this in my deck without going like just the biggest bombs in the set, I would take like Torgal or something like that. Just another ramp creature, maybe even like Gubu Gardener or something like that. I would be happy with here. But yeah, top end early game interaction, couple in, you know, permission spells and some fixing, and boom, Teamer trophy with a white splash that hurt us and didn't actually help us in any way, shape, or form in any of those matches. So that's gonna go ahead and do it here. Fun little one though. Again, my opponent's probably a lot of new players. And that's just how it is in best of 3 here. So if you're the type of person who likes like farming gems and stuff, go play best of 3. I usually prefer the competition of best of 1, but I prefer the format of best of 3. So it's just kind of in the middle for me. You know, I play a lot more best of 3 in my free time because I just find it more fun. But you do play against a little bit, you know, weaker competition on average, and that's fine. People got to learn somehow. So that's going to go ahead and do it for this draft. I hope you had fun watching these matches. Let me know if you would have done anything differently during the draft or during deck building here, and let me know how you're thinking about what you think of Final Fantasy so far and the limited format. And remember, we're a cube related community. I know this is retail limited, but we do play a lot of cube. And if you're interested in come playing Peasant Cube or High Level Power Cube or some of the, you know, novelty cubes that some of our members may, come join us in the Discord down below. And hope to hear from you. All right, this is Timothy with JankDiverTim. I'll see you all next time.